Hi there and welcome to Empire Bay Public School. My name is Simone Champion and I am the principal of the school. The first thing I'd like to do is just acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which this video is being made, the Dark and Young people, and I pay my respects to elders past, present and future, and to any of our Aboriginal Torres Strait Islander families watching this video. Welcome to everyone. We are really excited to have you on board for our 2022 kindergarten transition. It is a difficult time and we know that it hasn't been easy with the current situation, but we really do hope to be able to catch up with everybody soon and to be able to have our students come on board and see the school. It is a great school and we cannot wait for your child to see that. I want to mention as well the great value our families bring to this school community, and we are really excited about that. So do get involved because it takes all of us to help your child grow. I was really excited to meet some of our families last week at the P&C meeting, and I really look forward to meeting more families in the future. We have lots of great programs here and we strongly feel about learning that's for the whole child. So we feel strongly about our literacy and numeracy skills, but there are lots of other programs we have at Empire Bay Public School as well, such as our sustainability programs that have really taken off and we're starting to be recognised for. We have our STEM projects as well. We've got lots of great technology and online platforms that we use to support and engage student learning, and wellbeing is of great importance as well. And we do programs such as the peer support program, which really helps children develop and grow in this area. As I mentioned, we do believe strongly in our literacy and numeracy skills as well. And we've actually recently been recognised as a high performing school in this area for the great work that the teachers do here. So fabulous news. We cannot wait to meet your child, meet you, meet the family very soon. And we do hope that we can work together and get you on board here at school as soon as we are able to. Take care and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.
Hi families, now you've met our principal, Miss Simone Champion. The following teachers that you are about to meet are the teachers that we will have on kindergarten for next year. They are going to give you some helpful tips on preparing your child for school.
Hi, my name is Jenny Chippendale and I'm one of the kindergarten teachers for next year. I'm going to share with you some of the fun activities that your children will do when they start kindergarten. Firstly, sport and PE we have once a week and students will need to wear a sports shirt on these days. Your child's class teacher will let you know what day of the week that is. We also, when we can, go to the hall for singing and dancing, which is always a bit of a giggle. We have art and craft in the classrooms, and sending your child with a paint smock or a paint shirt is a great idea to help protect their school uniform. And of course, lastly, there is library. Students will go to library once a week for a library lesson, and during this time they may borrow a book to take home. It is recommended that they take this book home in a library bag to protect it. Well, that's about it. So I'm looking forward to meeting all those smiling faces next year. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name's Mandy Kelly and I am one of the kindergarten teachers here at Empire Bay Public School. Just like to take a brief moment to talk to you about eating time and to go through some tips and tricks that might help your little ones settle in quickly and easily to big school. We have 3 eating sessions in kindergarten. The first is fruit break and then lunch, and then our last break for the day is recess. During fruit break, we ask that you send a piece of fruit or vegetable that your child can eat quickly and easily. We usually have this at about 10 o'clock and it happens during class time. Our next break is at lunchtime, and we'll give the children 10 to 15 minutes to consume their lunch, and then we take them outside to get some fresh air and to play with their friends. One of the things we do suggest is to practice opening and closing the lunchbox at home, making sure that they can easily open the zipper or the snap locks on the lunchbox, because some of those can prove challenging for their little fingers. If you send any of the pre-packaged foods like the yogurts, practice taking the tops off them as well, or the pre-packaged biscuits or chippies, because they can also be tricky for them to open up. Our last break for the day is recess, and again the children will get to go outside and run around and have some time. They can also order through the canteen, and that's usually one of the most exciting things about Big School. They can order lunch with a lunch order, and that can be ordered through Flexi Schools. You can also send some money where they can then, during playtime, go and line up at the canteen and order a treat from the canteen. We do recommend holding off doing that for a little while until they've settled in and they've learnt the routines and the protocols of Big School. If your child has any allergies or dietary requirements that we need to know to keep them safe, please communicate that with us so we can do so. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you and your children, and I look forward to seeing you next year.
Hi, my name is Lisa Maddock. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about eating time at Empire Bay. There are 3 opportunities to eat for your children when they get to school. The first one is fruit break, and then lunch, and then recess. Remember, we're working toward waste-free, so try and limit single-use plastic, even if it's just one strategy to use one less packet. Also, we encourage children not to throw food away, so we'll be sending that food home with them so that you can talk about why they're not eating, what they're not eating, because food is so important to their energy levels when they get to school. In the first session, the kids will be asked to get their fruit break. That can be a carrot or a cucumber or a piece of fruit. If you send an apple, here is a tip. Just cut it up, reassemble, and secure with an elastic band. Looking forward to seeing you all soon.
Hi, I'm Miss Bickett and I will be a kindergarten teacher next year. I have 4 helpful tips to get your children organised and ready for their first year of school. My first tip is to have 2 hats so that they always have one as a backup. My second tip is for your children to practice placing their jumpers on and off independently, and also recognising their name on school items such as their hat and jumpers. My third tip is if your children have not yet mastered their shoelaces, Velcro is a great alternative. And my 4th tip is to label everything. I look forward to meeting you all next year.
Hi, my name's Sue Archer. I'm going to be one of the kindergarten teachers next year. Mrs. McGavin has asked me just to have a little chat to you about some things that you can do at home to make that whole transition to school a lot easier for your child. The first thing that I'd like to ask you to do is to read to your child every day if possible. If you can spend some time sharing some special books with them, that will foster a love of reading, and that's what's really, really important when they come to school. We want them to be really, really keen to learn how to read a book themselves. Another thing that you can do at home is to sing with them and recite nursery rhymes. Get out the old nursery rhyme book and get into a bit of Humpty Dumpty, Incy Wincy Spider, all those sorts of things, because rhyming is a really, really important part of learning how to read. Another thing that you can do with your children is count with them. It can be as easy as counting how many steps they're taking while you're walking, counting as they walk up and down stairs. Perhaps when you're at the shops, get them to grab a bag and ask them to go and count out 5 apples for you, or 10 potatoes or whatever. All those sorts of things. They're really, really helpful and will make them feel confident when they come to school. Another thing that we'd really like some help with is writing of names. Now, preschool, they quite often get the children to write in uppercase letters, and that's because it's easier for them because most of the letters have straight lines. What we want them to do when they come to school is to be able to recognise that name, but hopefully write it the way that we want it written properly, and that's with a capital letter at the start and then the lowercase letters following. In your amazing packs that we're sending home, you'll find a writing card for each of your children, and it will give you an opportunity to get them to practice. It'll show you how to correctly form the letters, and you can write it and then wipe it out and write it again, and you can just keep using it over and over again. You could use Play-Doh and make some sausages and put the sausages onto the letter card as well. So lots of practice of name writing would be amazing. Thank you. When they're at school, we do lots and lots of colouring and writing. We use crayons, we use pencils, we use all sorts of different things, and there is a lot of that going on. Their little hands get tired. So what we have to do is to try and build up that muscle strength, and it would be great if you could do some of that at home as well. Some of those things that you could do for building up those fine motor skills is just playing with Play-Doh or Duplo, just that grabbing the pieces, putting them together, pulling them apart. Play-Doh is another amazing, simple activity. You know, you don't have to get them to make anything in particular, just that rolling and rubbing and pinching, all those sorts of things. You could get an egg carton, grab some tongs from the kitchen, some small tongs or even some pegs, and get them to pick up little Lego pieces or pick up some small things and pop them into the egg carton pieces and then get them back out again. And all those sorts of things will strengthen those fine motor muscles. Another thing that we do a lot of in kindergarten, and that's also to strengthen their hand muscles, is cutting. Ideally, you'll have a small pair of scissors like this, and we want them to be able to hold them correctly. That's always really important. I've seen some very unusual scissor holding ways in the past, but the best thing is to get them to practice having their thumb. I'm really sorry, my video skills are pretty sad there. Thumb on the top, fingers on the bottom. Some things you could use for them to cut. Just grab a shopping brochure. You don't have to cut things out perfectly. Just get them to cut around shapes. See if you can find a square. Nice, easy cutting. Get a piece of paper and cut it up into strips, and then maybe get the strips and just go snip, snip, snip. So all of those things will really, really help your child have a good head start when they get to school. Anyway, I think that's enough from me. Really looking forward to meeting you and your beautiful children next year, and enjoy them while you've got them now. Thank you. Bye.